Now I get to introduce a friend, a leader here in the Sun Valley area, Nate Twichell. So I founded the Sun Valley Institute for Resilience in 2015, the same year that we hosted the very first Sun Valley Forum, because we wanted to accelerate local leadership on climate resilience. We realized we're at the edge of the grid. We're in drought. We were having mega fires. We were having battles between farmers and municipalities over water. We had a power outage for 24 hours on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in 2009 because we're at the edge of the grid. At a ski resort, that's not a good thing, where so much of our economy relies upon our ability to have a functioning ski mountain on Christmas Day. And so it all came together to found the Sun Valley Institute for Resilience, to build a model here and hopefully leapfrog from lagging on resilience to leading on resilience. And I handed off the executive director role about 2 years ago to a wonderful woman, Lexi Bergastis, who ran the Institute. She had run our first Sun Valley Youth Forum, an incredible educator and nonprofit leader, and unfortunately, due to some personal circumstances, she just handed the reins off. But we were very fortunate because she had hired Nate Twichell. Nate was our deputy director, became the executive director of Sun Valley Institute for Resilience just in March. He has been such an effective leader. I'm so honored to have him in this role. He was also an educator at the Sage School, which, look it up, here in Sun Valley, really pioneering education, really teaching a lot through food systems, through resilience and sustainability. Nate, his master's was focused on tying systems thinking to science education, the perfect person to lead this organization. And what he's going to be talking about, I think, is really important as we think about how do we build place-based resilience and the incredibly innovative Impact Idaho Fund that the team has launched since. I'm very proud. So please join me in welcoming Nathan Twichell to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. As Amy mentioned, my name is Nate Twichell, and I'm the Executive Director of the Sun Valley Institute for Resilience. As many of you know, SVIR was founded in 2015 and was the original home of the Sun Valley Forum. And we're still proud sponsors of the forum with Christensen Global, and we're always excited by our partnership with Amy as well and her whole team. We continue to pioneer work in the area of resilience, and we've honed our focus recently onto how to take global principles and bring them on the ground in a very place-based focus here in the Sun Valley area. All of our work here at the Institute is guided by a theory of change which our board of directors helped us develop. We focus on three major parts through that. We look at a problem. We've noticed that there are continuing pressures on our local system here in the area. We then looked for action. We have many local and regional partners with which we try to find concrete programmatic elements to take action on the ground. And then we act. We take these programs and we mine down and look for concrete ways to bring forward resilience-minded topics and resilience-minded solutions on the ground here in Sun Valley and our surrounding region. Can you advance the slide, please? So first, we like to raise awareness. Through publications like the Locally Grown Guide, we utilize words and education to show people their access to local food, both visitors and residents alike. Collaboration, we do programs like the 5B Resilience Gardens, where we work with school children and other community members alike to raise awareness about how to integrate regenerative practices into their gardening and landscaping options here in the valley. And then lastly, and what I'll talk the most about today, is we invest in our community. We raise mission-driven capital to invest in resilience-minded businesses with the hope of bringing concrete change to our valley through entrepreneurship. We utilize the Impact Idaho Fund to do this. And the Impact Idaho Fund was founded in 2021 with the objective of bringing mission-driven capital to our community through investment. And the way we do that is we had a lot of conversations with local business owners about what their major barriers were to launching their business ideas. And what they said was capital. And capital that came with the understanding of what they were trying to do. I was really inspired by one of the previous conversations where they were talking about the fact that you need to think about how doing climate-ready solutions can be an added value and profitable, right? And a lot of local lenders weren't understanding that for local entrepreneurs. So we are trying to bring that to our community. And we've utilized the Sustainable Development Goals from the UN to sort of focus that work. We've concentrated on 3. We've looked at zero hunger, sustainable communities, and life on land. And then below that, you can see the key indicators that we've tried to focus on within that space, being access to local food, regenerative practices, then resilient communities, inclusivity and accessibility. And then third, we've tried to look at ecosystem restoration and protection and biodiversity. So the goal there being that we wanted to find a way to bring these global ideas, these scalable opportunities to our local focus here in the Valley. I could sit and talk all day about the fund model and the intricacies of how we build it out and how we do due diligence, but that is not the most concrete use of our time today. So I wanted to really focus on 3 specific points. We start off with deep technical support of our borrowers. We work with them to build their business acumen. Many of them are wonderful practitioners in the space of regen ag and other regenerative practices across resilient sectors, but they need their business focus, their modeling skills honed. So myself, our investment director, and our program director work deeply with them to focus on that. Then we work to recycle capital. So these are either recoverable grants or low interest loans so that every dollar that comes in from a donor and investor is amplified through the system by going out multiple times. And then third, we look to show concrete impact and a return on investment, both, yes, with people getting their money back with a small return sometimes, but also we try to show the impact of every dollar through semi-annual reporting where we illustrate the impact of every dollar that's spent on our projects. So impact achieved thus far. In 2021, the first year of the fund, we saw impact across our 5 major sectors of interest: food, land, water, energy, and community. And you can see here how we've focused the Sustainable Development Goals across all of those sectors. I wanted to think specifically about food because it's very concrete. Many of our projects have been in the area of market gardens so far, as we've concentrated on regenerative ag in the pilot. And we've produced these 2 market gardens that we've supported have produced 26,000 pounds of food that have come into our local systems. So you may be eating some of that food on your plates here at the forum and through our other local establishments this week. And those 2 projects were, one, Itty Bitty Farms, which is down in Cary, Idaho. They were looking to expand their operation and also to have a storefront, because they identified, and we worked with them to help bring into action, that there was a gap in basically the food service in that area. There wasn't ready access to local produce as well as local meats, eggs, things of that nature. So the expansion of their operation allowed them to fill that gap in their community, and our funds helped support that expansion. And the exciting part with them is they were our first project, and it will be fully repaid by this December. So we're seeing that full cycle come back around to us. Second, we worked with Lookout Farms down in Bellevue, and they were looking at a regenerative transfer of 2+ acres of alfalfa fields into produce and other human sort of consumed foods. And they are an excellent opportunity to see boots on the ground, how you can utilize regenerative ag practices to transition a very hard thing in alfalfa to food production. It's really quite a feat that they've done, and we've been excited to partner with them in that process. Our most recently funded project, and one that we're really proud of, is Wild Spaces Farm. They are a small micro dairy, and so you think about massive dairies, and so they're the other end of the spectrum. 7 cows, each one has a name, and their operator was looking at the market and saw that raw milk and minimally pasteurized dairy products were not a major part of our market, and he wanted to help fill that. And so our capital helped him do his capital raise for the expansion of his milking operation, as well as operating expenses to make sure that he had a stable platform to launch this business. And as of this spring, he is bringing milk into the Boise area. And now, as of the other day, when we started having our local farmers markets, he's bringing milk direct to consumers in our valley and selling out almost immediately each week. So we're excited to partner with him and see the further impact achieved through the next 5 years of his project and his repayment with us. And so in closing, the idea that we have is that if we can all think about how to invest in place specifically, thinking about small businesses as well, that is a scalable opportunity through transference. And the idea being that the model we're running here could be utilized in other communities to bring that grassroots effort up to meet all of the global opportunities that we've seen this week. And that's where I think it's really exciting, is that these ideas, these principles they move across a spectrum. We're working super small, super local, and we'll scale that over time. And then some of the other participants here have been looking at the major global effort. And I think if we can connect those two in the middle and have a standard practice for how we do that, that's how we achieve success into the future. So if you're looking to partner and have a conversation, if you're interested in donating and investing, reach out to myself and my team, and we'd be excited to continue the conversation. Thank you and have a nice day.